Thank you for spending the time for our interview today. We're interested to hear more about your new book and how it applies to all business professionals, even supply chain professionals who are currently under pressure to reduce cost and to do more with less. And we'd like to hear more about your views on how to get more productivity out of your organization and your teams. Would you be able to give us a short background of yourself and more about your book?
Certainly, Dustin. My background is about 18 years of commercial banking, and when banking stopped being fun and I was looking for more chances to work with helping companies, I left and started my consultancy about 14 years ago. And we work with companies in a variety of different areas to include process improvement and strategic planning. And that's one of the reasons that led us to write the book. My co-author, Tony Miller, is a world-recognized expert in productivity and HR. And we titled the book on Improving Productivity by Fair Means or Foul, because we wanted to include, and we've spent the majority of the book on productive, positive ways to improve productivity within an organization and with employees and peers. And we've got a number of templates and models and case studies there. And the last 25 or 30% of the book, we focus on, all right, if you've tried everything that is positive, and you still have a few real problem children, then here are some techniques that you can use to encourage and motivate them.
And would you be able to explain what fair means is and some examples of fair means?
Absolutely. Fair means are the positive reinforcement, the cost reduction, the process improvement, the positive ways to improve an organization. And within the book, we have several different chapters specifically on really working on competence and understanding the difference between competence and performance. And we've got a tool in there for that. We talk about how to use the performance appraisal as a real tool for improvement. It's like variance analysis. So many companies produce a variance analysis report, but then don't use it to find out what the areas of improvement are to make those. Then we have a specific chapter on process improvement where we take you through 2 different techniques, one step at a time, to actually improve your processes. And that's a permanent benefit for the company, because if we can improve our process for every supply chain and every organization, that will eliminate waste and eliminate the unnecessary. We also have a chapter on motivation, and we have a chapter on organizing a company so that the reward system truly benefits those who are most productive. So that's the fair side of it.
And would you have any examples of the foul means?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we do. In fact, we've got one chapter on techniques to use with groups, those groups of employees. And it's not that they organize, but they just share characteristics, who take time from a company or take time from productivity because of their own particular issues. Smokers are an example. Those people who smoke, we certainly say that they should be allowed to smoke, but the time that they're away from the job should not be compensated. We also go into examples of poor performers, those people who work within our organizations who simply are not pulling their weight. So we suggest that we need to look at these people and find out what is the real problem. Instead of just pushing it off on HR, who in many cases really doesn't seem to be able to help us because they don't understand people's performance, they don't understand their jobs, we try to look at these individuals and say, what is keeping them from performing? Is it a lack of motivation? Is it a lack of training? Is it a lack of understanding their job? What is keeping them from performing? And if it is just the fact that they won't perform, they simply don't want to, then we suggest a variety of ways to help them find another source of employment. And in our last chapter, we go into some very specific types of situations. And let me give you a quick example or two. There are people like time bandits. These are people who basically steal time. They will do almost anything other than their job. We talk about steamrollers, people that are so strong in their personalities that they basically overwhelm everyone else. They don't get the job done, but we don't really know how to handle them. So in each of the different types, whether we're talking about the status quo individual, the steamroller, the stickler, someone who is so focused on detail that they keep asking for more and more and more information, but never get to the job, the type that's the not my job individual, etc. We give you an example of this type of individual, what they do, a foul way to deal with them. In other words, how to maybe encourage them to find some other vehicle, some other employment. And then we follow it up with, okay, here's a more fair way to do it. So we try to identify the type, be very specific, a foul way to deal with them, such as with someone who just isn't doing anything. Someone suggested at one point to an individual that was working for them after years of frustration, the bus leaves in 5 minutes. Be on it or under it. Now, some people are going to find that a little strong, but the idea is we want you to be part of the team. But if you're not going to be part of the team, get out of the way. So that's one of the foul ways to deal with them. And then a fair way would be to really sit them down, find out what the issue is, and then help them work through that to turn them into a productive individual. From the comments that we've gotten so far from managers, leaders, even attorneys, one of the endorsements we've gotten on our book is from an attorney who works on employee issues. Another one is from a Ph.D. lecturer over at UCLA and the Anderson Graduate School. We have found that this book has been found to be extremely valuable for almost anyone except HR people. And that was not our intention, but it seems that HR people are a little afraid of taking this to heart because it means that a lot of the power that people have given to HR is taken away and given to the managers. Because one of the reasons that we wrote this was to put a tool into the hands of managers to better deal with their employees so that the organization does better, the individual operating unit does better, and everyone does better.
Yeah, that's interesting. So would you say that the sort of the unique point of view that you're sharing in your book is that the main point that differentiates the ideas from previous thoughts?
Yeah, Dustin, I really think that it is. Most books on productivity go over some of the same traditional tools for being more efficient, cost reduction, etc. And that's fine. That's strictly an operational view. We have tried to go beyond that from the standpoint of looking beyond operations and looking more at the people. Because let's face it, the real value in every organization are the people. And if we can give managers, those people who every day are working with their teams, if we can give them a tool that has specific examples and techniques and case studies to help them get more productivity from their people. And we're not talking about intimidating them or browbeating them or anything like that. We're talking about real positive improvement. If managers have now a tool that they can use, which was the intention of our book. And in those limited situations where you've just got someone who isn't willing or able to play the game, we say, fine, here's some tools to help you deal with these people also, which will still help the unit move forward. That, I think, is the biggest difference between our book and some of the other similar type books in the market.
And where can your book be purchased?
You can either buy it directly from our website, which is www.builditbackwards.com, or from Amazon, either in a traditional paper book, or we've now Kindleized it, so those who prefer the e-book version can get it there also.
And thank you for spending the time for our interview today, and we look forward to hearing from more of your thought leader insights in the future.
Very good, Destin. Thank you for the opportunity.